Hello, friends, and welcome to your weekly meditation. So let's start in an upright posture, and we'll just kind of get right into it. That's where we are with our practice now. And let your first awareness be in any points of contact you have with the floor. Whatever ground you are on, right? Feel the ground underneath you at these points of contact. And in yoga, we have this principle called the root to rise principle. So when I say this next piece, don't do 100% and don't be aggressive with the movement, right? But if you gently think about those spots, gently, I'm talking like with this one, maybe 20% in this instance, reaching down, does that help you to grow up a little taller? So we have that grounded earth energy underneath us, right? And we feel that connection. But then we also start to get a lighter as we move up towards the sky. And as I often remind us, including myself, don't be too rigid with any of this. Check into the muscles of the face, feel them softening. Or maybe think of the corners of the mouth. Just imagine, you don't have to actually do it, but imagine that the corners of the mouth turn up into a smile. And feel the neck, the shoulders, the upper back, that general region. And I can feel that area softening if there's any tension being held there. Maybe imagining that your collarbones, right, the ends of them are turning up into a smile. And bringing your awareness into the torso. And since we already got a lot of the upper part of that with that first scan, let this be a little more abdominal based, low back. And as if you could, think of the corners of your stomach turning up into a smile, or it could just be the general abdomen. And bring the awareness down into, pardon me, the pelvis. And think of that also encompassing the hip sockets and the hips. So that pelvic girdle, I could say. And feel that area softening any held tensions. And then imagine that you could form a smile there. Right? The hips turning up into a smile, or your pelvis, however you want to think about that. And that's usually the areas where the majority of tension lies in the body, but just double check. And if there's tension you notice anywhere else, soften. That makes me think of the wonderful quote I bring up fairly often that Rena Kuhn shared with me. I'm not sure where she got it. I can't remember, but it's trying hard only makes you hard. So maybe don't try quite so hard and just let yourself be here in this space. And let's bring the awareness to the heart center, and even imagining that every inhale, right, moved into that heart center, imbibing it with just some vibrant, radiant energy, some prana. And every time we touch that heart with that vibrant energy, that prana, we bring in compassion for other people, for other beings, right, but also for ourselves. Our collarbone is still turning up in a smile. We're breathing in this beautiful energy that's helping our compassion grow stronger. And again, particularly that self-compassion component piece. And if you feel so inclined, and if these next words speak to you, say silently to yourself. You don't even have to say it out loud. You can say it inside your head, right? But say gently to yourself, I forgive you for any mistakes you've made. I forgive you for not being perfect. And I forgive you for having such high standards that nobody could live up to, especially not ourselves. And you can repeat any or all of those, especially if there was one that spoke to your heart. I forgive you for any mistakes that you've made. I forgive you for not being perfect. And I forgive you for having such high standards that nobody could live up to them, especially not ourselves. Or you could just sit with whatever that brings up for you. And if it brings up something big, remember the way we work with really big emotions is to observe what they do to the body. Does that make your shoulders move forward and round your chest in to protect you? Does that make your jaw clench? Do you make fists? Does your breathing get faster or slower? And when you realize or feel tension coming in, try to soften that tension and work with your emotions that way. And remember, we're not trying to suppress them. We're just simply trying to allow them to rise and to work through them. So if they come up, yep, you betcha. Don't stop that from happening. Emotions are energy in motion. Don't stop that motion. Imagine above your head a beautiful golden sun. And inside that sun, put compassion and love and forgiveness. Kindness, any good things that you're thinking of that I'm not saying out loud, put those things in that beautiful golden sun above you. And when you feel ready, you're going to imagine that you pop the bottom of that golden sun and that this beautiful golden white light comes down from that sun, starts to fill you up through the crown of your head and filling your entire body, particularly that heart center. And let it even come out through the crown of the head and fill out your electromagnetic field, aka aura. And today I'd like to liken this to a cocoon. Let that be your cocoon. It's going to happen the whole day, even if our mind's not on it. We're going to imagine that this continues to bring us through our day, filling up with compassion, light, love, kindness, empathy, forgiveness to everyone around us. Yeah, you betcha, but especially to ourselves. Bring those hands together in front of the heart. Inhale. Exhale as you bow your head, maybe letting your thumbs touch your heart touch your thumbs. And as your head bows towards your heart, just a reminder, may we make our choices based on light and love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, right? Check in with those things before you make decisions. Abundance instead of scarcity. Namaste, friends. May you have a beautiful week, and I hope to see you next week for meditation.